3. What's worse than being gone for days at a time to find a pool of money that you can just use to buy stuff? What's worse than having to buy just one upgrade to start the whole idling process? Well, I'll tell you what it is. Every clicker game out there I have seen has some sort of microtransactions. So once you get past training, you're thrown back into the main menu. And yet again, it's the same boring menu. And here you can select which character you want, and the guns you want. And this is the part that grinds my gears. This game has cash grabby microtransactions.
Let me guess.
You know what I say to in-app purchases, right? In-app purchases that cost $99.99 and give almost no benefit whatsoever other than a cosmetic makeup.
If you remember a while back, I gave Activision a credit of at least not being EA. And as you know, while I made that credit, I was poking fun at EA for their stupid microtransactions. However, I have to say, oh how the mighty have fallen. Thanks to the new in-app purchases of Wumpa coins in Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, not only do I take that credit back, but I also spit on it, thanks to the addition of Wumpa coins in the PS4 and Xbox One version, and soon-to-be Switch versions of Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. This is a bad practice and has to stop, not only for your sake and my sake, but for the sake of others. Hold on. Alright, now where was I? Oh yeah, microtransactions. Now I can understand microtransactions being a big thing. Sometimes it's important to have microtransactions there when you need them. However, they come in two different varieties. On-disc DLC, currency, downloadable content. Actually, they come in three different varieties. On-disc DLC is the absolute worst form of microtransaction, with currency being a close second. Now, DLC is closer to the great side of extra content, because when it comes to downloadable content, you're actually getting extra content that you normally wouldn't be getting. An example of DLC done right would be like Theatrhythm Final Fantasy and Theatrhythm Final Fantasy Curtain Call. And those are rhythm games, mind you. These were examples of how to do DLC correctly. An example of DLC done poorly is, well, when you're forced to buy Wumpa coins. Just to buy the stuff you want at the pit stop in Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. That, my friend, deserves a middle finger, which I won't give to the audience because I'm trying to keep this as G-rated as possible, but still, I really want to give a middle finger to these guys. currency actually can help you in your games, but it's not a permanent thing. If you're buying something, something like currency, you're buying something that's impermanent. And if the servers go kaput, you've lost access to everything. Yes. Nowadays, when the servers go down for good, you lose access to everything. And that is a darn shame. Worse than any kind of shame I've ever dealt with. Anyhow, that said, not all microtransactions are bad. When done correctly, they can provide a rewarding game play experience like no other. When done poorly, they get a middle finger and become the absolute worst mark on an otherwise great game. It's like you're buying a great car only to realize that someone put a scratch on it. That would be a minor blemish. But let's say you're buying a car and the engine doesn't work. Now that is the level of quality we're talking about when it comes to microtransactions. And in a game that absolutely doesn't need them, for no less. And this was a PS1 game, for crying out loud. Crash Team Racing was a PS1 game. And Crash Nitro Kart was a PS2 game. Microtransactions on a PS1 game? I don't want to live anymore. Sorry about that. I'm sorry if you took that I don't want to live anymore thing seriously. But I do still want to live. It's just, I don't really want to deal with microtransactions anymore. Come on. I mean, who's with me? All in favor of getting rid of microtransactions? And when I raise my hand specifically against the microtransactions that cause grief to gamers everywhere, like currency, on-disc DLC, that sort of thing. But DLC, when done correctly, can offer an expansion of your world. Anyhow, that's all I have to say. This is the Gamer Nerd, and I will see you next time. Peace out, everyone.